AM International Trading Goods and Services. Probably want to be flat for that. It's in red there. And then we've got a bunch of talking Fed heads. One on here, Thomas Barkin, Loretta Mester. Just all these times right here. And then 1 o'clock, we've got a Belge book. All right, let's take a look at the big picture here. All right, looking at our higher time frame here, we have the 24-hour Globex volume profiles. So each one of these represents a full session volumetric chart of all the trades that took place. This is the Ultra Bond. You see that yesterday we came crashing down, consolidated down here. This is the overnight session from tonight. Still working itself out. Let's take a look at the 30-year. Same thing. Big move down, acceptance of price. At the moment, we're ranging around down here with the overnight point of control slightly higher than yesterday's regular trading hours point of control. Got the 10-year right here. Similar story, ranging around overnight where we left off. 5-year. Okay. And the 2-year. Let's take a look now. This is the full session activity. This teal is from yesterday. So you see price basically opened up, dropped right down, ranged around. Here we are overnight. We bounced around. We did go up. And it looks like we're settling right around the point of control from yesterday at the moment in the Ultra Bond. Here's the 30-year. 10-year. The 5-year, which is higher, and the 2-year. All right, now we're going to switch over to the 30-minute charts over here to identify any support and resistance. On the right here, you just notice the 2-year, the 5-year, 10-year, 30-year, and the Ultra Bond down here below. All right, Ultra Bond looks like we've got some support down here. Let's tab over to bigger version of that. There we go. So this is a 30-minute chart. See, there was a lot of activity way up here. Down here yesterday, here's the drop of yesterday, the consolidation. Overnight, we went up and down a little bit. That's the 30-year. 10-year. 10-year, you see there's some supply down below there. Potentially, if we continue downward. 5-year. And the 2-year. Now let's take a look and see at where we're opening in terms of yesterday's value. If you look up here, these are the TPO charts. So this is just from the regular trading hours, 7:20 to 2 p.m. Chicago time. This is yesterday's TPO. Teal is the value area high and the value area low, followed by the POC. You'll notice the yellow line is the price line. We are actually sitting at the, as far as the Ultra Bond, we are sitting at yesterday's value area low after having tried to push it up in the middle of the night. So it could fall through and just keep on pushing down. Never know. All right, 30-year. Yep, we're opening in value and in range. ZN will be opening in value and in range. And ZF, in range and in value. You can look at our tick charts. These are 124 tick charts. They are in Heikin Ashi. This just helps me see the overall trend of the products. This is the 100. The cyan line is the 100 moving average. Let's see, we're slightly above it, and Ultra Bond 30-year. Get back to where we were. 10-year and the 5-year. Now let's take a look at our ladders. Got the 30-year, the Ultra over here, 30-year, 10-year, and the 5-year. On the right is the Dow Jones. Since we are overnight here, I'm just going to mark this as the overnight high up here. Mark this bottom area as the overnight low. See, only one contract traded there. One contract. All right, the 30-year overnight high right up here. Overnight low. And I'm not going to mark that one because there's no actual trades there. I'm going to mark this guy right here, overnight low. And I'll go right here, pink, OP, right overnight point of control. Here in the Ultra Bond, the overnight point of control is the same as the Globex point of control. Oh, that makes sense, actually, because the Globex point of control is from right now. All right. It's going to be the overnight point of control in the 10-year. Overnight high. Overnight low. Now in the 10-year, the reason why I had marked these two areas out with the crosses is because there was huge liquidity there. Apparently those are gone now. Clear those out. Go ahead and mark up our 5-year. Overnight high. Overnight point of control. And the overnight low. Let's just quickly scan the book here. I'm going to recenter everything. Take a look at the Ultra Bond. We're going to scan up here. See, oh yeah, there we go, 320. I'm just going to mark that with a big, do two of those actually. 320. And actually I'm going to mark this 320 so I can see how many were up there. Indicating that should the market go up, there's some liquidity there to either attract price up or to stop it from going up higher. Take a look down. Looks like we've got a little bit of a floor right here, a little bit of support. 143.21. Moving on down. It's kind of a larger liquidity pool. It's roughly almost double the size of its neighbors. And 137 down here holding at the low of day. Let's take a look at the 30-year. That's a big guy. So it's interesting, the 616 contracts here on the offer is the same as value area high from yesterday. Nothing up there. Nothing crazy down below. ZN. So we got a huge one up here, and that's also at a former point of control. 4483. Also got a big one right here, 3119. It's also at a previous value area. Capitalize that. All right, looking down below. Some pretty big guys. All right, take a look at the ZF. All right, 462 right up here. Just so we're prepared for these levels later. Take a quick stroll over here to my composite, well, my chart here where I've got, it's like a flex grid where in TOS where I've got my 124 tick right here, so I can see its relation to the 100 moving average. Frequently it'll bounce off of here and I'll make plays like that. So I use this as a trend following device. So I'll look at this to hop on a trend. You know, this is the whole moving average, and I've got it coded so that when it crosses down below the hull, then it changes color. So when we're below the hull, it's giving me this magenta color. When we're above the hull, we have this sort of green color. I'm also tracking several things in this chart. Whether or not we're over the VWAP, whether or not we're over the 100, whether or not the 10 moving average is over the 50, whether or not price is over the 9 EMA, and then when we hear this says buy, is whether or not we're above or below the whole moving average. I use that as a way to get out. It's an exit cue for me. When it crosses, if I'm in a trend and it's going up, we get to the whole moving average and we cross back through it. I'll take that as a cue to consider exiting. Underneath that, we've got the 1 minute VWAP. Use this as a reversion to the mean. So here's our VWAP in green. If price is below the VWAP, then it's red, changes color. We've got the deviation bands. And what I'll do is just keep an eye on this. Often price will interact with the deviation bands, either the first one or the second one. And you can catch a ride back to VWAP. A lot of times if it heads to VWAP, you're just waiting to see whether or not it's going to hit there and bounce off, whether it's going to range around for a while and then make a decision, or sometimes it'll cross through the VWAP and head down to the next deviation. And on the lower left, got the 30-minute also, just so I can see where we are. And on the upper left, I've got a 3-minute. And this is also just to keep track of generally where we're headed on the 3-minute time frame. All right, here's kind of our master screen. Let me actually go back to the 4-time profile. There we go. That way I can see all my 30 minutes up here. And see, I've got my DOMs, depth of market. I've got the footprint charts, which are showing me how many orders just printed and where. Ultra Bond, 30-year, 10-year, and 5-year. And up here, I've presently got it set to TPO, but I can alternate between the Globex volume profile. This is the yesterday's trading hours plus overnight activity, broken down into 2 different profiles. Back to the TPO. So, once again, going back to the news, 7:30 is a number to watch. We're going to open up here in 8 minutes at 7:20. Then we've got a bunch of talking heads. I would, if you happen to see any crazy price activity, mark a little note in the DOM where the move originated from. I'll usually mark those SOC, for scene of the crime. Frequently with these speakers, somebody will say something, the market will have a crazy reaction to it, and then the price will eventually return right back to that scene of the crime. All right. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. And hope you have a wonderful trading day. Be safe out there. And God bless.